this lesson.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Brooke Lennington.
And I'm Jace Mills. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the U.S. and September is Suicide Awareness Month.
What you almost did was really bad, you know. I had all these suicide notes. I mean, I wrote one out for everybody. It's hard to explain. It really is.
KSNT News reporter Molly Pat introduces us to this military veteran who is seconds away from taking his own life when a complete stranger stepped in to save him. That's new at 10.
For many people, Lake Shawnee creates memories of going fishing, spending time with family and friends, barbecuing. But for Michael Feldman, it brings him back to the day he planned to be his last.
July 31st of 2015, I woke up that day and decided it was going to be my last day living.
That was 2 years after Michael Feldman retired from the military after 13 years of service. He says he knew something was wrong, but hid his emotions from the people he cared about. He drove to Lake Shawnee and sat in his truck for 2 hours.
Then I wrote my suicide notes, wrote one to my daughter, one to my fiance, my parents, and then I engraved the word sorry into the round I was going to use.
Michael's fiance Tiffany says she called him over and over, but he wouldn't answer.
I knew in my heart what he was doing. And I remember driving down the road with my radio off, just praying.
Because I mean, I had my finger on the trigger. I was right there.
And then a complete stranger gave Michael a second chance at life.
Out of nowhere, this gentleman walked by, and there hadn't been anybody come by for hours. And he just looked at me and goes, "You all right?"
That's when he knew he needed help.
I felt like I was in a big black hole, and then this big hand came down and pulled me up out of this hole, and that was the VA.
Looking back, there are signs. There are signs even myself, who's a professional, healthcare professional, missed.
Tiffany says the emotions she felt surprised her.
Why am I mad at him? I should just be grateful he's here. But you will go through feelings of grief also.
But she says she still wouldn't choose another person to spend her life with.
Michael says while it'll never get easier, suicide is never the answer. In Topeka, Molly Pat, KSNT News.
And we reached out to the Vallejo Behavioral Health Center for resources available if you or someone you know is feeling depressed or suicidal. There is a National Suicide Prevention Lifeline you can call 24/7. The center also has a crisis line that is available at all times. Walk-in crisis services are also available 24 hours a day on Southwest Oakley Street. Those phone numbers as well as more resources can be found on our website at ksnt.com.
Powerful story there. Well, it was a picture-perfect day for most of us here in northeast Kansas. Mostly sunshine with a little cloud cover, but how long can we expect it to stick around? Let's check in with KSNT Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Matt Miller. Hi, Matt.
Hey, Jace, we do have still a fairly decent stretch out ahead of us before any cloud cover comes in from what is now Tropical Depression Irma. It continues to weaken, and as the cloud cover advances way ahead of the rain, some of those clouds will arrive here. The rain will not, but those may not even arrive until early tomorrow morning coming in from the east. Right now, we're in the clear with current temperatures generally into the 60s, 64 at Billard Airport, 65 at Holton, Manhattan 64. Clay Center is still at 70 degrees, and we've got winds that are becoming nearly calm, especially through the river valley. The winds are entirely calm with about a 5-mile-per-hour breeze north and south. Temperatures tonight falling back into the mid-50s. That should be just cool enough for a heavy dew on the grass, for a little patchy fog, very low to the ground, that shallow, low spot type of fog that we've seen the last several mornings, and then back up into the 80s tomorrow, warmest to the west. We'll see just how long this stretch of warm, sunny days last. A look at that coming up.
A Topeka man is sentenced to 7 years behind bars for multiple robberies. 30-year-old Gary Gillum admitted to robbing 2 Capital City restaurants with a gun in 2016. He robbed the Arby's restaurant here on Southwest Gage last June. Gillum also admitted to shooting a round into the ceiling during the robbery. Gillum also robbed this Long John Silver's on Southwest Fairlawn the next day. He was arrested 2 days later when investigators found the car he got away in.
A security threat put 2 Emporia schools on heightened alert on what is this anniversary of 9/11. The threat caused heightened security at both Flint Hills Technical College and Emporia High School. Students and faculty with backpacks and purses were searched before they were able to enter either school. The college hired a private security company to help ensure safety alongside Emporia police. Emporia High School sits directly across from the college, and because of its proximity, it increased staff presence there also. A spokeswoman for the college says they received information that led them to be concerned about today in particular.
We have known about it for a while and then worked with Emporia Police Department last week and then hired the security company last week in anticipation of today.
Now, Emporia police and school officials would not go into specifics about the threat. Security procedures at both Emporia High School and the Flint Hills Technical College will return to normal tomorrow. Police say the threat remains under investigation. Meanwhile, security was also ramped up at a local elementary school this morning after a threatening post on social media. Heritage Christian School in Topeka was put on brief lockdown. That was after Topeka police received a call about the posts. Topeka police tell us they cannot comment on what was in the posts because the situation is still under investigation. A school spokeswoman says activities at the school went on as normal during the lockdown, which was lifted later in the day.
Police are looking for 2 suspects who robbed 2 men at gunpoint at a local strip club. The robbery happened Saturday night at Double D's Cabaret in Emporia. Police say the 2 suspects pulled out their guns and demanded the 2 victims hand over their wallets. The suspects were both wearing hoodies and drove away in a silver car. Anyone with information is asked to call police. A Topeka man is in the Shawnee County Jail tonight after being accused of shooting at a house in the north part of town. Police say this man you see here, Jacob Crandall, fired 5 bullets into the home last Monday. Haley Alta lives in the home. She says she tried to help Crandall's ex-girlfriend out of what she calls an abusive relationship. That's why she thinks it was Crandall that shot at her home. Alta says she's thankful her son was sleeping with her that night because 3 of the bullets went into his room. 16 years after the 9/11 terror attacks, our country remembers and honors those who died.
Fort Riley held a ceremony in honor of the victims and families. And the ceremony was held at the Global War on Terrorism Monument on the post. It lists the names of Fort Riley soldiers who were killed in Afghanistan and Iraq. The monument is a small replica of the World Trade Center Twin Towers on a Pentagon-shaped base. Gay Eisenhower, the mother of a soldier who died 12 years ago, says we need to remember that lives lost that day, as well as those of the soldiers who died fighting the war on terror.
I think we are getting complacent again. And I think that we need to remember, and right here on this fort, everyone remembers that this goes on every day. You know, for everyone here, there's always a soldier in harm's way. And I think it's our job as Gold Stars and our job as you, the media, to remind the people that our freedom isn't free.
Good reminder there. Today's ceremony included a wreath laying and a 3-round salute, followed by the playing of taps.
While many of us remember exactly where we were on 9/11, high schoolers are too young to remember that day. Topeka High School students in this U.S. history class learned about the events on September 11, 2001. They say they saw the images of millions of Americans that they saw on their television 16 years ago. Their teacher says those pictures and videos helped them understand what happened that day. One student expressed a feeling shared by many Americans. It was hard to believe it happened.
My mind cannot wrap around that that was really what happened and that it was like a real thing.
And her teacher says there are more videos and accounts of 9/11 than other major historical events. He says it's important for students to learn how it shaped our world today. Now onto a story that's been quacking us up all day long.
Take a look at this. This giant duck has been outside of our station all day. They came and took it down though, so it's gone tonight. It's all to raise awareness for the 22nd annual Sertoma Great Topeka Duck Race. Now that takes place this Saturday at Lake Shawnee. Around 10,000 adopted rubber ducks will be dropped into the lake in the cove south of the swim beach, rather. All the money raised will go straight back into the community. Now you can adopt a duck of your own for just $5.
I wonder how you get a little duck that has a motor on it.
I don't know. That would get you right to the front.
Yeah,
all kinds of great prizes for that event. Glad to be part of that here at KSNT. Well, millions of people are taking shelter from what's left of Hurricane Irma tonight.
And some traveled as far as the capital city. We'll tell you about a local couple opening up their home tonight. That's still ahead.
And later in sports, a few local college football players got honored by their conferences today. Plus, Andy Reid gets the chance to face his former team coming up this week. We'll hear from Big Red coming up in about 15 minutes.
Temperatures may be cool out there now, but heading into the afternoon hours tomorrow with sunshine and a few clouds, will top out in the mid-80s with a light east wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking ahead, though, how long this dry spell will last, I've got to look at that coming up.
You're watching KSNT News at 10 with Brooke Lennington, Jay Smills, Chief Meteorologist Matt Miller, and Matt Gasper with sports.